Most golden visa comparisons rank programs by price. That tells you what one person pays. It tells you nothing about what happens when you show up with a spouse, 3 kids, and 2 aging parents. Family inclusion rules vary widely across residents by investment programs. Some cover a spouse and minor children, full stop. Others extend to grandparents, adult children in their 30s, and in one case, siblings and business partners. The gap between a program that covers 2 generations and one that covers 5 can mean tens of thousands of dollars in separate applications, or family members left without residency entirely. We found 9 programs that go beyond the nuclear family. Each one lets you include parents, grandparents, or other extended relatives under a single application. Here's what they offer, what they cost, and which ones actually make sense for families planning to relocate. Malta's Permanent Residence Programme, or MPRP, covers up to 4 generations. No other European Golden Visa matches that depth. Eligible dependents include the main applicant's spouse, children, including unmarried adult children under 29 who are financially dependent, parents and grandparents. In some cases, great-grandparents also qualify. Spouses and minor children cost nothing extra. Each adult dependent 18 and older adds €7,500, a fee reduced from €10,000 after July 2025 reforms designed to attract families. The investment itself is a €375,000 property purchase or a minimum annual lease of €14,000. On top of that, you pay a €60,000 administration fee, a €37,000 government contribution, and a €2,000 NGO donation. Asset requirements sit at €500,000 total, with €150,000 in liquid financial assets or €650,000 total, with a lower €75,000 liquid threshold. One of the most practical features is the temporary residence card, issued when you submit your application and pay the initial €15,000 fee. That card lets your family relocate to Malta, enroll children in schools, and travel Schengen while the permanent residency application goes through due diligence. Processing for the permanent card runs 6 to 12 months. English is an official language. State schools are free. International schools follow British, American, and IB curricula, with tuition ranging from about €5,000 to €14,500. Citizenship requires 4 years of physical residence out of the preceding 6, plus 12 uninterrupted months before the application and a language test in English or Maltese. For families willing to relocate, that's one of the most accessible naturalisation paths in the EU. No minimum stay is required to hold the permanent residency itself. If you want to explore Malta's MPRP in detail, IMI has a full programme page with the complete cost breakdown and eligibility rules. Sierra Leone's Go for Gold programme has the widest dependent eligibility of any investment migration programme globally. The baseline application covers a spouse, children under 18, parents and grandparents at $10,000 per dependent. A special dependents category extends that to multiple spouses, siblings under 30 and their spouses, and adult children at $20,000 each. There's even a business partner pathway at $30,000, though partners can't add their own dependents to your application. No other residence by investment or citizenship by investment program offers anything like this. The main applicant cost is $65,000 plus 1 kilogram of gold held in central bank vaults for 5 years. A fast-track citizenship route costs $140,000 and delivers a passport within 60 to 90 days. A caveat: IMI noted at the time of publication that it hadn't independently verified the October 2025 expansion details with official government sources. The program operates under a citizenship by exception framework, and formal statutory amendments are still pending. Sierra Leone is an ECOWAS member, giving citizens visa-free movement across 15 West African nations. The passport covers 66 destinations, concentrated in Africa and parts of Asia. As of January 2026, Sierra Leone falls among countries under full US entry suspension. The relocation math here is different from the European programs. The value lies in family inclusion, breadth, and a gold-backed investment not in school systems or healthcare comparable to the EU. For families seeking a Plan B residency that covers an unusually wide circle of relatives at low cost, it fills a niche no European Golden Visa addresses. 3 European Golden Visas cover 3 generations each, but they differ considerably in cost per family member, physical presence rules, and the path to citizenship. Portugal's Golden Visa has attracted more than 12,700 main applicants since 2012, with over 20,000 dependent family members. Eligible dependents include a spouse or partner, children under 18, children up to 25 if unmarried and financially dependent or in full-time education, and parents or parents-in-law aged 65 and over. Parents between 55 and 64 can qualify with proof of financial dependence. A single €500,000 qualifying fund subscription covers the entire family. Since real estate is no longer an option after the October 2023 reform, but government fees hit hard. The initial permit costs roughly €6,050 per person. Renewals about €3,023 per person. Over a 5-year cycle, a family of 4 can expect €25,000 to €35,000 in government fees alone. That's the steepest per dependent burden on this list. Physical presence is light, 7 days in the first year, then 14 in any of the following 2-year period. Citizenship, however, just got harder. Portugal's parliament passed a revised nationality law on April 1, 2026, confirming a 10-year residency requirement for most non-EU, non-CPE nationals. That's double the previous 5-year timeline. You can find all of these programs, by the way, on IMI's Program Finder, where you can sort, filter and compare more than 275 residency and citizenship programs in 140 countries. Greece covers 3 generations with one policy that sets it apart from every other European program. Parents and parents-in-law qualify as dependents with no age limit and no financial dependency test. If you have parents, they qualify. Children up to 21 are included, extended to 24 for students. The main applicant pays a €2,000 application fee. Dependent fees are €150 per person, plus €16 per biometric card. For a family of 6, total government fees come to roughly €2,750. Compare that to Portugal's per-person charges. Investment uses a zone-based pricing system. Athens, Thessaloniki, Mykonos and Santorini sit at €800,000 for a single property of at least 120 square metres. Other regions are €400,000 with the same size rule. Commercial to residential conversions and listed building restorations drop to €250,000. Non-real estate routes include €500,000 in government bonds, €500,000 in bank deposits, or €800,000 in equities and corporate bonds. No minimum stay is required. If real estate is your preferred route, you can browse eligible properties on IMI Real Estate, where only listings that qualify for residency or citizenship are collected. Citizenship eligibility begins after 7 years of tax residence, plus a Greek language exam. A backlog of about 42,390 pending applications existed as of November 2025, and Golden Visa properties cannot be used for short-term rentals. Violations carry a €50,000 fine and permit revocation. Hungary launched its guest investor residence permit in July 2024, and it quickly became one of Europe's most popular new options. Dependents including a spouse, children under 18, or up to 26 if financially dependent, studying and unmarried, and parents 65 and over. 2 routes are available: €250,000 in a government-accredited real estate fund, or a €1 million donation to a higher education institution. A direct real estate route at €500,000 was abolished in January 2025 over housing price concerns. The permit lasts 10 years, renewable for another 10. 0 physical presence is required. Processing runs 2 to 3 months, among the fastest in Europe. And investors get pre-approved before committing capital, so you know the application is accepted before any money changes hands. Hungary operates a 15% flat income tax and a 9% corporate tax, both among the EU's lowest. The catch is citizenship. Naturalization requires 8 years of continuous full-time residence, a Hungarian language and cultural knowledge exam, and proof of financial self-sufficiency. Hungary works best as a mobility tool rather than a passport strategy. Russia's Golden Visa covers 5 generations in a single application, the deepest generational reach of any program globally. Eligible family members include a spouse, children, spouses of children, parents, spouses of parents, grandparents, and grandchildren. Investment starts at 15 million rubles, roughly $170,000 for a socially significant project. Russia eliminated its 6-month physical presence requirement in December 2025, so permanent residency can now be held without spending any time in the country. Adult applicants must pass a Russian language, history and law test, though IMI reports this requirement can be postponed. The program has attracted minimal uptake. Applications dropped from 24 in 2023 to 14 in 2024, with only 2 in early 2025, against a government target of 300 to 400 annually. Geopolitical factors limit the appeal for most Western investors. For families from countries with neutral or positive relations with Russia, the 5-generation depth and low investment floor create an unmatched family inclusion package. For everyone else, the complications extend far beyond immigration. Italy's investor visa allows family members through the country's standard family reunification framework. Eligible dependents include a spouse, children under 18, dependent adult children with permanent disability, and dependent parents. Parents over 65 qualify without providing dependency. Parents under 65 can qualify if they have no other children in their home country who can support them. 4 investment routes: €250,000 in an innovative startup, €500,000 in an Italian company, €2 million in government bonds, or a €1 million philanthropic donation. No additional investment for family members, 0 physical presence to hold the visa. One friction point: family members don't get their permits through the same channel as the main applicant. They go through Italy's standard reunification process, which can take up to 6 months. A pending bill proposes fixing that, but it hasn't passed. Citizenship requires 10 years of legal residency with 183 days per year of physical presence, the longest timeline on this list. And Italy's 2026 flat tax regime now charges €300,000 per year on worldwide foreign source income, plus €50,000 per family member. If you're comparing programs and want professional guidance tailored to your family's situation, you can find, sort and contact vetted experts in any jurisdiction at imidaily.com/findapro. Mauritius grants immediate permanent residency for a minimum $375,000 investment in designated real estate. Eligible dependents are the spouse, unmarried children, and parents. Dependents cannot take up employment in Mauritius. Fees are low: $1,735 for the main applicant, $1,160 per dependent. The permit is valid for 20 years and renewable. Citizenship eligibility starts after 7 years, or 5 for Commonwealth nationals. A fast-track route at $500,000 opens naturalization in 2 years with continuous physical presence. English is an official language and dual citizenship is permitted. The Mauritian passport provides visa-free access to the Schengen area, the UK, and over 140 destinations. For Commonwealth families, the 5-year path combined with immediate PR and parent inclusion makes Mauritius one of the fastest and most family-inclusive routes to a passport with real mobility value. Malaysia's M2H program includes parents and parents-in-law over 60 as dependents, and children up to 34 if they're unmarried and not employed in Malaysia. That's the highest dependent child age threshold of any program on this list. 3 tiers exist based on fixed deposits. Silver at 500,000 Malaysian ringgit, about $105,000. Gold at 1 million Malaysian ringgit, $210,000. And platinum at 5 million Malaysian ringgit, $1.05 million. After 1 year, you can withdraw up to 50% for property or healthcare. Physical presence is 60 days per year, and for applicants under 50, a spouse or dependent can fulfill it instead. The program approved 3,172 applications in 2025, generating an estimated $983 million in economic value. Chinese nationals are the largest applicant group. The October 2024 revision removed the path to permanent residency under the Platinum tier. Malaysia doesn't offer a structured path to citizenship through MM2H, and it doesn't permit dual citizenship. For affordable, long-term Southeast Asian residency with generous age limits, MM2H delivers. For a passport at the end of the process, it's not the right program. If you want the full picture of what's still available in Europe, check out the video on your screen now covering every golden visa still open in Europe in 2026. It walks through all 8 surviving programs side by side. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet.